episode of Blue Studio's STEM Lessons. We have a really fun topic in store for you today. We are going to talk about freckles. Maybe you have freckles or you have a friend that has freckles, but you might have wondered, where do they come from? Why do some people have them and why do some not? Worry no more, my friend. Today we are going to learn all about them. We also have an extra fun activity to go along with our lesson. You'll need to print off the worksheet and gather the following supplies. 1 tablespoon of water, 2 tablespoons of grape juice or another dark juice, a paintbrush, and a pencil. Why don't we draw some features on our worksheets before we begin? Make sure that you use a pencil. I am going to add some hair and a nose. Ooh, and I think I'll give her a smile too. Okay, she is all ready to learn. History holds a lot of lore about freckles. People used to believe that freckles were fairy kisses or a gift from the Irish gods. We still don't understand a lot about freckles today, but we are learning more. And one thing that we know for certain is that freckles are super cool. And if you have them, consider yourself lucky. Okay, we are going to go ahead and begin our worksheet because it will need some time to dry. Did you draw everything on the face that you wanted to? Great! Well, now we are going to give our worksheet faces some freckles. But we are not just drawing them on with a pencil. We are going to make invisible freckles. In a small bowl, mix the baking soda with the water until it's like a thin paste. Okay, here we go. 1 tablespoon of water, and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. In a small bowl, mix the baking soda with the water until it's like a thin paste. Take the tip of your finger and dip it in the mix. Then, lightly dot it onto your worksheet. Whoop. Keep adding dots until you're happy with the number of freckles that you made. How is yours looking? Okay, I think that I am all done. Now we are going to let this dry as we continue learning about freckles. You can hang it up to make it dry faster. And don't worry, our activity is not over yet. You are in for a real magic trick later on. In the meantime, let's explore what makes freckles so awesome. The scientific word for freckles is aphelides. Freckles are little dark spots, usually light brown, found on the skin. We mostly see them on the face, neck, arms, and chest. They show up in childhood around 2 to 3 years and can continue to increase throughout life. 2 things determine the presence of freckles. Number 1, your genetics. Number 2, sun exposure. Whether or not you get freckles is mostly based on your genetics. Science has shown us that there are specific genes that are responsible for the occurrence of freckles on the skin. No matter how old or what you look like, you can have freckles, but you're more likely to get freckles if you have light skin or red hair. Freckles usually appear darker in the summer and lighten during the winter. As we get older, our freckles can continue to fade away. Freckles are not a sign of skin damage. It's actually quite the contrary. To understand what freckles are, we first need to take a look at biology. Freckles are essentially a cluster of color or pigmentation on the skin. The coloring of our skin comes from a molecule called melanin. Remember how we learned that freckles are based on genetics? There are many different variations of genes that control how much melanin you produce. You are born with genes that are inherited from your parents. Genes are like our blueprints, and they define our entire makeup, even down to the detail of how our skin produces melanin like freckles. Melanin is found throughout our bodies and is responsible for the pigmentation of our skin and hair. Its purpose is to protect our skin from the harmful rays of the sun. In our skin, we have cells called melanocytes. In our skin, we have cells called melanocytes that function as little melanin factories. Melanocytes craft up melanin and box it up into batches into organelles called melanosomes. After being perfectly packaged like a well-wrapped holiday gift, these melanosomes are transported to skin cells and precisely placed above the nucleus of each cell to protect it from UV rays. The nucleus is important to protect because this is where all of the cell's chromosomes are. It's like the brain of the cell, controlling all cellular activities. Freckles occur when the distribution of those melanosomes is uneven. This can cause little patches, resulting in peppering of pigmentation. Though sunshine is great in many ways, getting too much exposure to the UV rays the sun emits can be a bad thing. UV rays can be damaging to our skin and suppress our immune system. They can also cause the formation of free radicals, which are molecules that are up to no good and can interrupt the normal processes of our cells and damage them. So it's good to have some natural protection. Melanin is like having a built-in sunscreen. It acts as protection against the sun's rays as an antioxidant and a free radical scavenger. Melanin works in this way to prevent the formation of free radicals from sun exposure by absorbing the harmful UV component of sunlight. Our skin is smart too. The more sun exposure we get, the more melanin our skin produces. And the more melanin in our skin, the more freckles you can get. Freckles are completely harmless, but the amount of freckles you have is an indication of how sensitive your skin is to UV rays. So if you are extra freckly, be sure to take care in the sun. Wear your SPF 30 or higher sunscreen and use clothing layers and sun hats to keep you protected. All right, I think it's time to revisit our worksheets. Is yours dry yet? It's okay if yours isn't completely dry yet. Next, pour your grape juice into a little dish or bowl and get your paintbrush ready. Okay, let's pretend that this grape juice represents sunshine. Freckles are formed after sun exposure, so let's shine some light, aka grape juice, and see if we get any freckles. So dip that paintbrush into the juice and start painting over your worksheet face. Oh, wow! I'm getting a lot of freckles coming through. Ha! Now that's right, we just made invisible ink. How does yours look? Just keep on painting until you have found all the freckles that you made earlier. While you paint, let's review what we've learned today. Anyone and everyone can get freckles, though some people are more prone to get them, and that's mostly based on genetics and influenced by sun exposure. Freckles are clusters of pigment called melanin in our skin. Melanin is like a natural sunscreen that helps protect us from harmful UV rays of the sun by mopping up free radicals. Even though we all have some degree of this natural protection, it's still important to wear sunscreen and avoid getting sunburns. If you have a lot of freckles, it's a sign that your skin is extra sensitive to the sun. How is your worksheet face looking? We would absolutely love to see the fun freckles that you made. Have your grown-up help you take a picture of your creation and share it using the buttons below, or tag us at Blue Studios on social media. We can't wait to see all those freckles. Those shares can get you shout-outs from your instructors, and you can also win some really cool prizes. Woo! Wow, freckles are so cool, aren't they? And so is this invisible ink. Ooh, I think I'm gonna write a secret message, or maybe even draw a treasure map. Thank you so much for joining us on this fun lesson about freckles today. I hope that you learned a lot. I know that I did. We will see you on our next STEM lesson, so stay tuned. Bye, everyone.
We are thrilled that you're watching Blue Studios 24/7. We're so excited to bring round-the-clock entertainment and educational content to your home. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. At Blue Studios, we aspire to revolutionize the way families spend time together. We empower families by providing them with tools to work together, earn and learn, and achieve new heights of success. Visit www.bluestudios.io to discover more about our mission and how we empower families to succeed. Thank you so much for being part of our community. Keep watching and learning with us. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.